was literally a dream come true. It's because I really love the franchise. Taiwan, I think you guys are really going to enjoy the film. Make sure it's in theaters.
小史蒂芬卡普尔圆梦接棒变形金刚，爆料杨紫琼献声万兽崛起，不想当人。
For centuries, our kind has stayed hidden on Earth. But darkness has found us again. Unicron is coming.
变形金刚系列推出新作《变形金刚万兽崛起》，全新品种的强大金刚加入博派变形金刚，与侍奉宇宙大帝的恐惧金刚在地球展开大战。接棒执导的小史蒂芬卡普尔自曝本身就是一个大粉丝，提到在疫情期间接到邀约和剧本，只说相当感动。
First time I got the script, it was like an emotional moment for sure with having the script. It was during 2020. We were all locked in our homes for a bit, and so for me to get the opportunity to direct a franchise that I love at that moment, meant a lot. It felt brighter on the other side, if you will.
And we know this is a very successful franchise, which started from the director Michael Bay, and you also being the producer of this one. So is he giving any advice to you?
Yeah, some in the visual effects world, like in terms of how to deal with some CGI components. But I think overall, we looked at it as a franchise that was started like in the 80s, so I pulled a lot of material from that, in terms of what they did with G1 and that era of Transformers. So it was slightly different than what Bay was creating. But in terms of advice, a lot of it dealt with visual effects.
Every time you're doing this kind of franchise, like last time you did Creed too.
Yeah.
And Creed is very successful. Will you feel a lot of pressure?
A little bit, but not a lot. I think I put pressure on myself to do great, but not necessarily from the fans, only because I feel like I am a fan. So when I approach every sort of project, if I'm saying yes to Creed 2 and doing Creed 2, it's because I really love the franchise. And I feel like I know what I would want to see on the big screen, and it became the same thing with Transformers Rise of the Beast. I want to create something that I would enjoy and want to experience in a movie theater.
So except for the human character, there's also some great actors voice over the Transformers, like Michelle Yeoh.
Optimus, we must trust each other to protect the home we all share.
How do you feel about working with Michelle?
It was literally a dream come true. It's like a bucket list. Like, I've been watching her since I was a kid, I have to say, Michelle Yeoh. And when we casted her for the film, it was before she won an Oscar for Everything Everywhere All at Once, which was this beautiful movie and a beautiful performance. For us to have her voice Airazor, who's such an elegant character, very regal-like, it's naturally who Michelle Yeoh is. She has a great aura and presence, and she brought that to Airazor for sure. And also sort of the fire spitting, heat and dragon, sort of vibe. She also has that as well. And so it was really nice to have her be a part of this franchise and to work with her and collaborate with her for sure.
So have you ever considered maybe a human character for her?
I would love that. Yeah, I would love that. It was interesting enough, though, she was more excited about playing a robot because she's never done that before. I would love to. If not in this franchise, probably somewhere else, in terms of acting on and collaborating on another project. She's so talented, But in this one, I remember she was really excited because her nephew was a huge Transformers fan. And she was like, for me to actually be a Transformer will go probably longer than me just being a human character. And so she can't wait for her nephew to check it out. I think we're setting up a special screening for him, which would be nice. Yeah.
Have you already talked about making another, maybe sequel?
Yes, we definitely talked about in our dreaming, I should say, on how to put together the next Transformers film. There's a lot of new components and elements. I've planted a lot of seeds for where we can go. And there's some characters that I felt like were in previous films that I think people will want to see again, I think there's just overall a bigger universe to explore and more characters to explore, so I'm excited where it can go, yeah.
So do you have anything to say to fans in Taiwan?
Yeah, Taiwan, I think you guys are really going to enjoy the film. We put a lot of love into it, and yeah, check it out. Make sure it's in theaters because it's quite an experience. In chronological order, this is the second Transformers movie. It takes place during the 90s, shortly after Bumblebee. There's a lot of action, there's humor.
Stranger danger!
And there's a lot of heart. They're going against their biggest nemesis ever.
Everything you cared for will be consumed.
They've never faced anything like this before.
Let them come.